Jody Williams, how are you doing today?
It's warmer today. It got warmer. It's 39 degrees, so it's warmer.
I might as well be speaking Spanish to me, man. 39 degrees Fahrenheit is what? Sounds warmer than it is here.
39 degrees, that's what I'm talking about, Fahrenheit. So it's warm
Yeah.
compared to the last couple of days. But yeah.
Well, let's get into it, my friend. Let's talk about AWC. It was last Saturday. Have you got the predictions in front of you that we made?
I got the predictions sitting in front of me. There was a couple of matches. And by the way, folks, I did not watch it, so I apologize. But there were some matches I didn't even know the results from. So
Okay, well, I know all but looking at this poster, I know all but one result.
So you got the result from Mary Gardner and Sabrina Foles?
That's the only one I don't have.
Because I don't.
That was a prelim. So in the chat, help us out. Did we make a prediction for that?
I took Sabrina, you took Mary. Both 3-0s. So I don't know. See, even Jay Clean completely forgot about this event. So
well, let's skip that match. We'll come back to it. Let's start with Alexander versus Kelly Leach. Maddie lost 3-1. There you go. So you win on that one.
Sweet. We both picked Kelly on this one.
Kelly won.
Already off to a good start because we all know mine are horrible. Jonathan Brita versus damn it,
Alexander.
Ooh, not Alexander, but Alexander.
Yeah.
I picked Jonathan Brita, and I believe you did too.
Yes.
And this is probably one of the events where we both kind of had the same idea. You know, it wasn't
close.
Like, who should we pick?
It's going to be close by the time we get to the end of it.
Rick Heidelberg, Brad Grundy. I pick Rick. You pick Brad. Survey says
Brad.
Now, here's something you got to do. Because remember, Brad Grundy won his match at East vs. West. Now he won at AWC. So something tells me he's going to be getting some love real soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe knuckles up. I don't know.
I thought Brad was already over at East versus West, wasn't he?
Yeah, he won.
Yeah. Then we got Vivian versus Petra.
We both lost that one because I was rooting for my girl Vivian, and I actually texted her and said, "Hey, good luck today." And
yeah,
there were 3 people I got a hold of the day of the event because I was interested in their matches. So,
yeah. Well, man, that Brad, I didn't realize how big he actually is. I know how big Rick is. And the fact that Rick was not just towering over him means Brad is a big guy.
That's a big boy. They grow up big down in Florida.
Artem Taranenko versus John Terrian. Who did you have?
I had Artem.
Who did I
wanted John to win.
Who did I take?
I think you picked Artem also.
Yeah, we both lost.
And the thing is, though, is that, you know, my heart said John, but I think Artem was going to pull it out, and much to my chagrin.
I just thought that, you know, Artem was going to be too big, but John came in there, and when we both agreed that if it was a left-handed match, it wouldn't be that close, but here we are.
But I am glad that John won. Don't get me wrong. Nothing against Artem. I'm glad that John did win, so.
Yeah. Then we got Alan Ford versus Casper. Is that how you say his name?
I think so. We both picked Alan Ford to win 3-0. Survey says
Alan Ford won, but it wasn't 3-0.
Aha.
But we got that one.
Is Alan Ford like the Canadian version of Jason Merlot with Knuckles Up, where, okay, he's 2-0 now, so.
If Jason had been arm wrestling for 25 years, yes.
Tell me to the point where,
yeah,
and I had told everybody, you know, on the show that, you know, Merlot was the face that runs the place that Knuckles Up. He's going to be the face. And right now, the way I look at it, quiet as it's kept, Alan Ford is the guy at AWC.
You got to remember that Alan Ford, like you go back to the Mike Gould Classic or UAL 9, like he had a super match with Rob Vision Jr. He's actually got wins over him. Like Alan Ford is legit. It was right-handed for natural arm wrestling. It was a right-handed match between John and Artem. Then we have Jeff Dabe versus Jason Constantini. And here's where I think I tie with you.
We both picked Jason to win.
You picked Jason to win as well?
I picked Jason 3-1. You picked Jason 3-2.
Yeah, well, you got that right, but you don't get an extra point for getting the prediction correct for the match count.
Right. Bonus.
Heidi versus Anna.
This is where we go with the co-main events, right?
Yep.
I picked Anna. You picked Heidi. Survey says.
God damn it. Didn't Anna win this one?
I want to say Heidi won.
I want to say Heidi won too. I don't know. Help me out here, guys. I can't remember.
Yes, Jay Clean. Alan Ford is the Canadian Wipeout star.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess we're tied.
Can we touch base on the main event?
100%.
Sergey Kalinchenko, Dave Chafee. This was a left-handed match.
I don't remember who I picked. I think I picked Chafee.
We both did. Yes, Brita. There we go. Heidi won 3-2. So, yeah, I lost that one.
All right, so we're tied, and I think we're going to end on a tie.
Yeah. Here's what do we say about Chafee now?
What do we say about Chafee? He's not a left-handed puller. So, I mean, he's good. He's competitive, but he's not like super elite.
I'm like curious to know, as you know, why he pulled that match. I'm just curious.
I don't know. Probably because he got made let's speculate. Maybe Dave Chafee is under contract with East versus West or King of the Table or one of those organizations, and his right arm is kind of locked up for a little while.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then, what's left? He can pull left-handed matches against whoever he wants, or pull a West versus West style match over here. I don't know, man. He looked healthy. He looked like the Dave Chafee of old a little bit.
Right. Well, it'd be like, with Devin, where, hey, we know Devin ain't pulling a goddamn thing right-handed until April 20th, but yet he'll put his left on the line, and we all know how that went, right? So, kind of like that.
We can't talk about it yet, but we know how it went.
Whoa. I just said, hey, I didn't give any clues out. I just said, hey.
No clues. I am not offering any clues. I'm just saying.
We know how it went.
Of course I know how it went.
Yeah.
The worst kept secret in all of arm wrestling.
There you go, people.
It depends if you believe. Depends if you believe the trolls that are announcing the results.
Well, we'll go a step further. What is truth? Something you believe in, or something someone tells you?
Wouldn't it be both?
Depends, because can you trust a troll?
Well, I also cannot reveal, who that troll was, because it could, maybe somebody told me something, maybe they didn't. I don't know. But I speculated based on body language.
Jay Clayton says Camille has been posted on Instagram like he won. Hey,
Well, that's what I said when I did not know the result, and I looked at a photo, and I looked at the body language and the expressions on their faces, and based on that, I made a prediction of who won.
Right.
Whether or not that's accurate, we'll find out on February 3rd.
Dan Willie said, do you think Armwrestling will change and go to live events? Well,
no, I don't.
Since Ryan and myself have actually participated in that event before, we can probably speak on that, not speculate. But I know that, for example, it was kind of live, but kind of wasn't. So Iron House 3, the one I participated last spring, and there were a bunch of matches that weekend, but one was live for the members. But live meant like it was live to everybody, but it was during the same day, but it went live like later on, so to speak.
Yeah.
but it took place that day. Whereas some of the stuff, as you know, I kind of like that to a certain degree where, okay, who do you think will win? And we're all got to, be hush-hush about it and that kind of stuff. So I know I had people texting me, asking me, hey, how'd your match go? I'm like, man, you didn't see the live thing? I mean, for members, you didn't see it? Oh, how about your other matches? You have to wait till they come out. It was kind of like that. So, Dan said the matches lose its luster having to wait, in my opinion. Yes and no, because even though it might have taken place earlier in the month or in weeks, whatever, when they release it, I kind of like that because sometimes arm wrestling can have a dead spot, meaning there is no East versus West or King of the Table or Monster Factory. But see, now we add in AWC. Now we add in Knuckles Up. If there ain't nothing going on, boom, they release that. And I like how they do it, match, and then next week another match, and then next week maybe another match to keep everybody glued to it. So I do kind of like that because, once you watch AWC, okay, it's done. What's next? Whereas Arm Wars, same event, but they release by matches to keep everybody glued in. I do kind of like that. I mean, I remember 2022 and Uncle John and Karen Morrison, the infamous, javelin move, right? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That took place in January, but the match didn't air until August that year.
Yeah.
So when people saw it, they were giving Uncle John a bunch of shit, and Uncle John's like, motherfucker, that happened back in January. I'm over that. So,
yeah. Jay Clean, I think I agree with you because I'll tell you one thing I've never done. Unless it was something like extraordinary. I've never gone back and watched a fight, a match, UFC, boxing, whatever, ever, if I knew the result. So if I read the result online, it just took it all out of me. And I did not go back and watch that. In fact, even when I went back, like I bought an East versus West pay-per-view and had to watch it later in the day or the next day, if I knew the result of a particular match, I probably didn't pay that much attention while I was watching it.
I'll go the opposite because me being the fan that I am, I like to see how they lost. I like to see how they won.
Right. However, I agree with you in part. So depending on the result of like Camille and Devin, right? I want to do I'm going to be curious, not just in the result, but what actually transpired, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be the same as, like Devin and Levon. Let's say I buy that one and I find out the result. I'm still going to go back and watch that one because it's, it's an important match and I want to know just what happened because we know about these matches with Levon where guys get into them and even though they lose, their stock goes up through the roof because they've slowed him down, like the Hermes match.
Yeah.
So there's that, or maybe you just tune in to, see how dominant it was.
Well, speaking of dominant, because we know Devin is so dominant, when you hear things or things get leaked out, so to speak, and you heard Devin lost, that intrigues me because I'm thinking, up until this point, currently as of January 16th, 2024, we all think Devin is pretty much the unstoppable force, right? And we don't consider Devin losing anytime soon. So when you hear that, it's like going, whoa, wait a minute, wait, what? And then you're anxious to, even though, things may get leaked out, for an example, I'm not saying Devin lost, but as an example, if he were to lose, you want to figure out, okay, well, how did he lose? Yeah. Or, when Austin Jaggers pulled Mindauskis Doskis, and everybody wants to know what happened. I'm thinking, man, I was there, so I kind of, can't be neutral to that. But you want to know how, right?
Well, that's also, it's pretty interesting because you want to know how, and you know what? A lot of people are going to take that match. like if we speculated, let's say we speculated Camille won.
Okay.
For example, hypothetically. Now people are going to go back in there and they're going to try to figure out who would win between Cody Merritt and Devin based on each of those individual performances within a week of each other. You know?
Well, here's the funny part, because if Camille beat Devin, how much did his stock rise?
Yeah.
Because we're talking monumental left-handers in North America. He beat back-to-back weekends.
And if he pulled that off, like remember his interview at the end of there's Brita. How you doing, buddy?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan. Do you understand that, people? You are talking to this left-handed guy and this left-handed guy, and Brita said, make left-hand arm wrestling great again. Thank you very much. Man, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
But when we did Camille's interview at the High Five, and he talked about, you know, he might not be coming back here for a little while because depending on what happens next week, maybe there's nobody left. And if we speculated that he won those two matches, who's left for him to beat?
Morozov.
No. Yeah, I know that. But he's talking about coming back to North America.
Oh, okay.
So, Brita, I'm game. Let's do it.
You know what would be funny? Hey, Clifton, what's going on, buddy? You know what would be funny, Ryan, just to fuck with everybody? Sorry, guys, we're rated R today. What if... Oh, my brain's going again. Here we go. Where's High Five at? Where they at right now? What if down the road, to screw with everybody, Camille gets a match set up with Ryan Espey left-handed, and Ryan won that? That fucking the whole thing up. That's why it makes arm wrestling great, because just when you thought you got it, rated R superstar, there you go. Just when you thought that you figured it out, here comes another monkey wrench, right?
People got to stop saying that Devin doesn't train his left. When he arm wrestles every goddamn day with it, that's training. So,
what exactly is training? How about that?
Anything that creates resistance. Like there's a few things here I want to address in the chat. So that thing was fine. Yes. I also just want to suggest that, you know, there was a comment about there being a lot of leaks. Well, there was a lot more people at this Arm Wars event than there would normally be at an Arm Wars event, because it was held in conjunction with Neil's birthday. It was a huge event. There was a big party up there. A ton of people saw this go down.
Yeah.
Right? So any one of those people could have leaked this out. That's probably why we're dealing with this, versus like a Devin versus Sandra situation where it's basically half a dozen people in a house when the match happens, right? Yeah. Anyway, let's go on to this.
You're looking slim.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'm down about I'm at about 335, Jody.
There you go.
335. And that's well, I was almost 380 when I pulled at the High Five.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, with the training, it doesn't mean you have to just train with weights, right? Because even though, I mean, and Devin can tell anybody what he wants, people will fucking buy into it. Let's be real. Devin can say, hey, man, you know, what you been doing? Oh, I've been watering my garden, you know, and just kind of doing that with the water hose. Or all I do is push my snowblower to activate my forearms. And motherfuckers will sit there and believe that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
that's what I did this weekend.
You want to have, how do you know an arm wrestler's not telling you the truth? Their lips are moving, that kind of thing. Like,
right.
Nobody really shows everything they're doing. They think they're secrets.
How do you get
that? Jason Teal says Devin realistically would have lost to Pavlo if rules were enforced. Interesting take, yeah. Practice match, but interesting take, yeah. I agree. Pavlo looked really good in a slow pull, and that's impressive because, you know, I would say maybe Devin's only weakness is speed. Although with the right arm, you can't really say that anymore because he was hitting the last time he pulled.
He's evolving right hand. Don't get me wrong. And like I said, people, it's not like he doesn't train his left. It's just he focuses on his right more.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. I mean, that's just the way it goes, He said his left has no endurance, says Jason Teal.
Well, I mean, no endurance for Devin and his no endurance will make a lot of people's perceived high levels of endurance look silly.
True.
Yeah.
What do you think about Michael Todd's comeback? You see the
promo video? Yeah, he's pulling Lars, which that's an interesting match because you got a good King's move against a flop wrist press. That'll be interesting. That's like a slightly less strong version of Jerry Caderet going up against Michael Todd. So it's a good comeback match.
You talk about styles on the opposite ends of the spectrum. My word.
Yeah. Oh, Dan, I don't agree. I think it's a great match for Monster. I think it's a really good match for him to take in a comeback. This is where we're going to find out if Michael still is in the mix. And I think it's a lower, like, no offense to Lars. I mean, he's elite, but he's like a lower tier of that level. He's not the most active guy. And I think Michael, it's a great match for him.
2 examples. When you have these comeback matches, would you rather have somebody go to tip top or have like a comeback match like as they do in college basketball, college football, one of those tune-up matches? Because you look at Michael pulling Lars, and then you look at Travis pulling Hermes. So you can use those 2 examples and kind of go, okay, how do we do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
someone's biting off more they can chew.
I see what everyone's saying about the bicep. I guess he better be ready.
Well, you got to remember, he can do this now. He can do that where he couldn't do that before.
Yeah.
So with that bicep injury, if it locked right here, then that'd be horrible. Well, now he can do this. So that changes the angle, which changes the game.
I love it.
I think Jonathan Breeda's in that 32-man invitational by the Ray Jenkins coming up in Tennessee in December. Are you not, Breida? Because that is December 7th and 8th, I believe. So invitation only by the way.
Hey, before we get into East versus West, because if I don't say it, I'm going to forget. And I don't want to forget.
Okay.
Because I told Frazier I would talk about it. The Stronghold event.
Let's do it.
So there's going to be 6 belts up for grabs at the event coming up. 6 of them. The 176 left, Mason Drosy, cannot make the weight anymore, so he's moving up. 198 right, Jesse Halliday is MIA, so his belt is going to be up for grabs. The show must go on. 2 new classes, 245 right and left, and then the overall belts. So
245.
245.
Huh.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's Canadian only, correct?
No. Anybody can show up to that.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know. I was just kind of curious.
No, anybody can come up to that. And then he's got cash boxes.
If somebody outside of Canada won that belt, there's got to be some kind of agreement in store, meaning, hey, you know what? You got to put the belt up next time we have the event. How often are they going to have the events? Do you know?
They have a few events a year, but it's there is an agreement, and there is like a contract you sign. You get to take the belt home. You can keep the belt if you pay X amount of dollars to keep it because they'll make a new one. But you have to you can turn down one challenger. You can't do it 2 in a row. and the challengers are determined by the results of the tournament, like the number one contender.
We don't want no Roman Reigns over here holding the belt for like X amount of days and stuff. So,
well, I have yet to be challenged with that left-handed belt behind me.
There you go, Brita. There you go.
Yeah. So if Brita goes and wins the tournament in the super heavyweight division, he can come and try to get that belt. I think my belt says 221 and over, so that's with the 245 class.
So, and you're going to be there to referee, yeah?
I'm going to be reffing that tournament, so if Brady shows up, I'll make sure he fouls out, and I won't have to worry about him.
So that way you kind of get a bird's eye view of what's going on.
Yeah. But they've had some events, and I've yet to be challenged for it. But I think there's a couple of guys out there that are, eventually going to throw that out there. Man, let's get into this East versus West card.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
4 days.
Dude, hold on, dude. Here's the thing. So is arm wrestling is getting good? Let me get my.
Oh, Jay Clean's asking a good question here, though. Does injury factor? I don't know. I guess that'd be up to the promoter at that point. They probably would let you keep it, but I mean, guys could play that card. I think that probably you'd get it taken away if you'd already refused a match and then another one came up and you're injured all of a sudden. I don't know.
Man, hold on, dude. I'm my mind is like going bonkers right now because that's this week in East vs. West, and yet, holy crap, this is the third pay-per-view in a row.
Yeah, third pay-per-view in a row. Is there one the weekend after that we don't know about yet?
Fuck. Yeah,
this is a really, really interesting card.
Because think about it. It's like, remember I just talked last week about pay-per-views and like, okay, it's getting to a point now, which one do you buy? Because unless you got a whole bunch of, money.
Yeah.
Think about it. This would be if I would have bought the AWC event, already bought the Knuckles Up event, and then you got East vs. West. And it's like, okay, here we go. Can you afford? Because now it's almost like a bill.
I got to decide between this and UFC 297. In fairness, UFC 297 is not that good.
I guess I could order it and have the guys come over and they can, chip in or whatever. I don't
even know what the East versus West costs anymore. It's not that much, like $20 or something.
Slowly it's risen up.
And then there's the year-long pass. So Jay Clean reminded us that today is the last day you can buy the year-long East versus West pass. Jay, do you know how much the year-long pass is? It's probably worthwhile. All right, where do you want to start, man?
Well, hey, hey, man.
Got it on my other screen.
Boy?
Hey,
let's start with my boy, Jonathan Brita. You'll love this. Ryan, myself. Let's kick things off with a left-handed match. Robbie Topi. Let's go.
You know what I really love about this? Remember how we used to say, we used to be critical of the poster not having what arm it was, all that stuff. This one,
somebody was listening.
All the details on it. So Robbie Topi versus, what's his first name? Pradines is the last name.
Yeah, is he from France? I believe.
Left light heavyweight.
How the fuck is that light heavyweight? Have you seen Robbie Topi?
He's dropping weight. He told me he's going to be healthy.
What considers light heavyweight? What weight class is that?
I don't know where the cap is on that one. I don't know what the cap of their weight class is. Jay Clean says Robbie is like 105 kilos. So there you go. It'd be around 220-ish.
Well, 105 is what? 231.
Well, there you go.
Hey. It's like Aersmick. Yeah, there you go. Aersmick.
Yeah.
But it starts with an A. So
let's make a prediction, Jody.
I'm taking Topi.
Just to be competitive with you, I'll take the other guy. You writing them down?
I'm writing them down right now.
All right. Good to see Robbie getting a match over there. Unexpected.
Yeah. You know what? And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. It just caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Caught me off guard to where I was like, holy shit, Toby's going to be on fucking, East versus West. That was my reaction.
Yeah.
Because I was happy for him. I'm thinking, wow, all right, somebody else getting some love out here. Because again, it almost gets to a point where, okay, are we seeing the same guys over and over again, regurgitated? That's how WL started.
Yeah.
And then boom, curveball. These two guys have yet to be on that stage.
And then we got Jay says that Perdines is going to crush Robbie.
We haven't seen Aramik in like fucking years. At least I haven't.
Yeah. Well, we got Marcio. Marcio versus Oleg Petrenko, light heavyweight right arm.
That's rough. I'm writing this down right now.
I'll let you predict who you think is going to win because I have an idea.
My heart says Barboza. My stomach says Petrenko.
So which one are you picking?
Oh, shit. Hey, I have never won a match like that before where my heart says this, but I think it might be that. So, case in point, John Terrian. I wanted John to win. My heart said John, but I said, I think Arm's going to pull it out. I feel the same way about this one. I want Marcio to win. But my brain says Petrenko, but I'm going Marcio.
Oh, you're going Marcio? God damn it, Jody. I was going to take Marcio too. He's just looking too good, but in the spirit of competition, because we don't want to tie, I'll take Petrenko.
All right.
And Jay says Oleg looks massive. I think Marcio looks massive too.
I can't pronounce this next one. It's like
Ikiti versus
dude, I don't even know.
Adurkan. Right welterweight. I'll take Adurkan. Don't know either one of them, but I recognize his name.
I'll take Ichiro.
Okay.
No, I need to stop butchering people's names. That's not cool.
All right. Well, let's keep going up the list here.
Well, we can go right up. We can go like this, like up and over like that. So the next one up would be, let's go, Captain America, Paul Lynn. Let's roll.
Versus Arakli. Right middleweight, #1 contender match.
That's Arakli, right?
Arakli, yep. Zirakashvili versus Paul Lynn. I give you first choice on this one if you want.
I'm picking Captain America.
All right. Okay. I hope he pulls it off. I want him to win, but I think Arakli's got it. This could be a rough, so far, this could be a rough go for the West. I hope it isn't.
Okay, now let's get to it because
this is a weird one for me. It's a weird one.
Are we talking Matt Mask and Wagner?
The table could explode.
You better have a backup table ready.
I think they will. Right-handed, man. Here's my breakdown on this. Wagner has the power, but not the discipline, because he will pull in a weird, extended way, and he's still going to go for a press. I think Mask is just too much pronation. I think Mask will win the match. God damn it, I'm not confident in that prediction, though.
I'm going to say this, and I hope people don't take this as me being disrespectful.
I can't.
No, I mean, I'm serious because I hope, how can I say this right? I hope there's an oxygen station available.
Well, Dan Woodley just kind of made a comment similar to that.
And I'm not trying to be funny, guys. I'm being serious because I've seen Wagner I think it was last time he was on East vs. West. I'm like, dude, that guy's blood pressure going to blow right through the roof. And then you got Levon in this episode with Hermes. And it goes to show you bigger's not always better.
Well, Wagner's going for bigger. Like, he is huge. Bigger than I've ever seen him. His training is just insane to me. He's just going for horsepower. Jake, I'm going to highlight this one. Allegedly, 160 kilos.
What is that in pounds?
I'll tell you right now. $352.
Are you serious?
$352.
Neil's in the house. Neil caught on to that comment I just said. 352. So
that's bigger than I've ever seen him, and he doesn't have an ounce of body fat on him. So that is a huge guy.
Well, thank God they're not going 6 rounds.
Oh, man.
I should probably make a prediction, huh? You picked Matt, right?
I did.
I'm going to go with that, too, only because the fact that...
you're doing it again. I'm switching. I'm taking Wagner.
But, I mean, it's a right-handed match. It's kind of like weird, you know?
All right, we'll both take Mask.
Next one.
That's going to be, by the way, as far as just like raw energy and excitement, match number 1 of that super match will be the most exciting match of the day. Match number 1. And that might be the match where Wagner rips the table off the stand and throws it into the crowd.
Oh, if he does that, England won't invite him back. Don't be destroying England's tables out there. You got to be nice to those.
Yeah. Tainov versus Zurab coming back. Left middleweight world title. Zurab's return.
So what's the rule when you're injured and then, hey, I'm back now. I'm back in the title match. Not the title picture, but the title match. How does that work?
Well, I don't know. It's up to Engen, really.
Already, Stacks has picked the winner. I'm usually careful about stuff like that because you don't know exactly how people respond coming off injury. That's like when Michael Todd coming back, and he's pulling his match with the flopper. You don't really know when they come back. You don't know how Travis is going to be when he comes back versus Hermes. So with this right there, I'm just not sure yet. I'm picking, how you pronounce it, Tainov?
Yeah, I'm taking him as well. It's just, yeah, Zurab broke his right, but I just don't think, well, the smart money's on Tainov, I think. But, I mean, if we could be wrong. Of course, we can all be wrong, but it's...
So we got what? David Samusha? Is
Oh,
it David or David? How you pronounce? Is it David or David? David.
One of those three, yep.
You know what I wonder? Do those guys have a hard time announcing our names?
Maybe.
Because for us to announce their name, it could be 18 letters in their name, but it's announced Steve. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So David Samusha versus who's the other guy? I haven't heard of him before.
I'm going to let you say it.
Madrov.
Okay.
Help me out. Neil's in the chat. Help me out.
David.
Okay. It all depends on where you stress the, syllables out.
I'm going to continue and say that Samusha continues on as the champ.
And you know what? Just to be weird and be different, I'm picking Madrov.
Okay.
Madrov. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
What's
Now
next, Rob? What we got?
we got a pretty interesting one here. Daniel Prokopchik versus Mindaugas Terasitis.
Now, I'm kind of disappointed because the original match was supposed to be Amelins versus Terasitis, and then he had to pull out with an injury. So, of course, Daniel Prokopchik subbed in for him. I was looking forward to that because that was going to be, for me, the match I'm interested in, because the fact that you got two guys who are so cerebral in their approach to the game, and they can just change the match after every round.
I think that's the very same thing that might happen here.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking forward to, Giannis, and like, man, when that first came out, I'm thinking, oh shit, that should be like toward the end of the card, and then he had to pull out due to injury. And I was like, oh damn it! But hey, not a bad replacement, huh?
Not bad at all. I'm gonna take. Man, I don't know. Like, this is a tough one for me. I'm gonna take Daniel though,
which is good because it's very hard to go against him. But I'm going with my Arm Wars buddy himself, Terasitis. Yeah, I'm going to prove everybody wrong on that one. Mindaugas, let's go.
Oh my God, Neil.
See, I know this for a fact. Yes, I know that.
All right, buddy, what's next?
And by the way, before you go any further, if you're an Arm Wars member, you know exactly what Neil's talking about. I know I do. All right, next one. Once again, left-handed arm wrestling. End of, right there. Already got who I got. Oleg Zolk versus, I'll let you take a stab at that name.
Toot Baridzi?
That sounds about right.
Sure, let's go with it.
I'm picking Oleg because I'll be damned if I go against a left-hander. What about you?
You're going with Oleg?
Oh, yeah.
Man, if this was 10 years ago, I'd say Oleg for sure.
Right.
I don't know, man. He's looked kind of vulnerable. I'm going to go with the other guy.
Okay. And speaking of left-hand arm wrestling, when is Jonathan Breida coming back to East vs. West? Remember he was on East vs. West 1? Remember that?
Really? Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
I mean, East vs. 1 had people like Herman Stevens, Jonathan Breida. They even had a Masters match. Josh Grant was on that one. Ain't heard of him since, on that stage anyway.
Yeah. That started a bit of a beating.
Yeah.
For the West.
Okay. Something Shenko. Matty Yushenko?
Ivan Matyushenko versus Rhino Masick.
Anybody with the name Rhino, I got to go with that dude.
Oh, man. This is an easy one for me. I'm taking Matyushenko. Rhino's really good, man, but, Matyushenko, left heavyweight world title. I'm going with Matyushenko.
One of these days, I'm going to have to make a trip up there to your house and be like, hey, I'm here for the weekend. We're going to train together. We're going to watch a pay-per-view together. And that's how it's going down.
Anytime.
One day.
Anytime.
Now it's going to start getting difficult because now we're going to go into no man's land and we're going to come up with Krasimir and the man himself, John Brzezinski, who has been struggling lately, I may add.
Okay. I don't think this is a hard prediction for me. Just based on what Krasimir, the changes he's made
He means natural, folks.
his lack of willingness to prepare a certain way for certain matches. And then he's going against John, who, despite being on a bit of a losing streak, has looked physically impressive. Every one of these guys seems to be on stem cells, regaining some of their youthful vigor. I'm going to take John Brzenk in this match.
I'm not on stem cells, but I'm on cortisone shots. I'm taking John too, only because that 95 match he had, I think it was too much too fast, and his body didn't get a chance to acclimate. That's my opinion. That's why I thought he lost that match. I could be wrong, but it just seemed like given more time. If that match he had last happened now, John would have smacked him at 95 kg. But because he had to come down so quick, his body didn't get acclimated to that, which is why I thought he lost. Yeah. Just my opinion. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
He was pulling against Sasho. I mean, that's...
Yeah, but if you give somebody enough time, if they got to drop weight, in my opinion, I think if you give somebody enough time, they can probably, be ready for it. But when you have a short amount of time to do that in, it makes it kind of rough, don't you think?
Yeah. Jay Clean said, I don't think Krasny can pull as well without the hand as Sasho. I think he can pull pretty well without his hand. I think way back to that match where he was on the verge of being defeated by Alex Kurdecha, way back at PAL, and managed to pull that one out. Oh, pardon me. Yes, John isn't on a losing streak. He won against Voivoda. However,
that wasn't his last match, though.
Well, probably his second last match. So the streak was broken with a win. Yeah. And Jay Clean says, yes, 2018 Krasny is a lot different than 2023 Krasny. I agree, and it's kind of what I was just alluding to. But, yeah, here we go. Who did you take? John?
Yeah.
All right. Muratov versus Prudnik. Left arm. This has a lot of left-handed matches, this card. Left light heavyweight world title. It's got a ton of left-handed matches, and then you got Wagner on here pulling right-handed.
Yeah, what the hell is that about, man? I don't even know what's going on.
Muratov versus Prudnik. Left light heavyweight world title. This one is tough for me to predict.
Don't bet against Kazakhstan. Don't bet against them. However, Prudnik might pull this out, but I'm still going with the man from Kazakhstan.
I agree. I'll take that right there with you. But would not be surprised. Well, you know what? It's a tough one for me, but yeah, Muratov.
Ryan, you'll probably change your mind like freaking moments before the match.
Well, you're writing it down, so it's done.
And then
Prudnik said he's 15% better than when he beat Dadikan. That's very specific.
I'll tell you what, the next two co-main events, right? You want to go first?
Hutchings versus David Dadikan.
That ain't the main event. That's the co-main event, ain't it? Well, I guess it doesn't matter at this point.
Well, yeah, we're not going to do the main event before the co. So Todd Hutchings versus David. Right light heavyweight world title.
Oh, come on, man. That kind of goes without saying, don't you think?
What?
Who I'm picking.
Well, who are you picking? You're picking Hutchings. I know you are.
You got it.
Well, I'm going to go the other way.
You talk about a win streak. There you go.
Yeah. Hutchings is on a roll.
Seriously. Like, man, I mean.
But I think he's the underdog, as Jay Clean is saying in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a tough. I mean, not to say, here's the thing. Because normally we all would pick Todd Hutchings and not bat an eye, right? Normally. However,
not me. I'm picking the other guy.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm just saying, but up until the last couple matches, you would pick Todd Zilla without batting an eye. And everyone thought, okay, all right, Todd, this might be your toughest challenge yet because you're going against, Unger Bayev, and he just walked right through him. Although it's probably the toughest 3-0 matches you're ever going to see in your life. But nonetheless, got the W. And I'm thinking, damn, okay, Todd, Todd, when was the last time he lost a match, first of all?
Man, it wasn't that long ago. Like, I thought he lost on East versus West not long ago.
I can't remember the number, but was it East versus West like 9 or 8 or something like that?
Yeah, we are at 11. Like, there's been a few of these.
So, and he's won AWC, right? So,
yeah. He lost to Prudnick. There you go.
This is why we have the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to it. Main event. Oh, my Lord. So, the return of the man from Poland that you know very well, Mr. Espey.
I have rationale for my prediction. And once I tell you what it is, it'll be easy to say who I'm picking.
Which means you want me to go first.
No, I can go.
Oh, go ahead.
Morozov. I have my doubts that he is 100%. Like, he had issues with simply digesting food the last time we saw him compete. Haven't seen him since. Now, his left arm has looked incredibly dominant.
Yeah.
Now, there's a certain... No, I'm not going to go there. I was going to go a certain place, but I'm not going to go there right now. But Alex Kurdecha believes his left arm is his best arm. He has been training like crazy in his absence from active competition. Morozov is not the fastest hitter in the world. Correct. Alex, I think he's going to come in here better than ever. And I'm going to say that Alex Kurdecha shocks the world and takes the left arm super heavyweight world title.
Oh, you make me sick. You are killing me right now.
Why?
I was going to go there for a different reason, but I was going to go with Alex myself. Based on this, because
what's your different reason?
When you have time off, and just because, you're training and stuff, you only put out what you want to put out as far as training videos and all that kind of stuff, right? You only put out what you want to put out. You only put out what you want the world to see, right? And with all this time off, there's rest. There's no pain. You're fresh as a daisy. When you be, well, you know this, and everybody else knows this in the chat, you will be surprised how confident a person is when they're not hurting. You'll be surprised how confident someone is when everything is ready to go and you're fresh, which is why I'm picking Alex myself also.
Yeah. You know who one of Alex's training partners is?
Somebody from Poland, right?
Yeah.
I tell you what, you know who's watching this match with a keen eye?
His training partner, Kamil Jablonski.
Yep, there you go. And I tell you what, if for some reason Morozov comes out on top, rest assured, Kamil is waiting.
Yeah, and we talk about Kurdecha like he's been around forever, and he has, but he's a pretty young guy in this sport. Man.
And
I don't know. Like if he low hand, like he can, I think he can avoid the hook of Morozov. I believe he can.
Right. I'm glad that he see him back in the fray, because for a while his name was up there, and then all of a sudden he decided to take time off, and then we haven't heard from him. I think the last time I seen him pull was against Corey West at King of the Table. Was it not?
Yeah.
That was so long ago. I'm like, man,
that wasn't close.
I'm waiting to see Corey West not be injured no more so he can get his name back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. But again, Corey's also trying to drop a whole bunch of weight, and that doesn't always translate over to what he's trying to do in arm wrestling. Or maybe, just maybe, he's not trying to do that in arm wrestling anymore. I don't know. I haven't talked to Corey. I should call him. I should find out what's happening with him.
Yeah. I'm just saying that, man. But it's exciting to have that, though. It's exciting to have Alex back.
Yes, it is.
It was almost like, hey.
Weren't we just talking about him a few weeks ago? Like, where the hell is this guy? And just before this match got announced, we were talking about it. And then Neil came in and basically said he's just been training.
And here's the thing. The vibe, it's kind of hard to say, hey, the build up, because we got so many pay-per-views the last couple of weeks, but the build up to when, hey, Alexia was coming back. Oh man, Bobota's coming back. When Dennis came back, it was like, oh, here we go. And now Alex is coming back. Hopefully this time we'll get a dub.
Yeah. And Alex, as a pretty new arm wrestler, was thrown right into the mix. There's some debate going on about his past matches, but he was thrown right into the mix of the PAL.
Talking about the top 8?
Yeah, and he took some losses, but man, I think he could probably get all of those back at this point.
Oh yeah. No doubt. Well, there you have it, sir.
There it is. Yeah. We're going to be back next week for a show. Actually, you know what, Jody? I got to check my flight times because I'm going to Cuba next Tuesday. So we might not be back for a show next week. It might be 2 weeks.
Oh, damn.
But I'll check my flight times. Maybe we can throw something in on Monday. But
yeah, if you leave Tuesday, you would have to be a Monday.
Yeah. Live from Cuba. Yeah. I hear the Wi-Fi there is atrocious. So probably won't be a video from there.
In the sun. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need Espey to call in for Havana.
I might.
You see that? How long are you there for?
1 week. Yeah.
Business? Vacation?
No. Just going to relax and sit on a beach. That's it.
Now watch, you're going to be out of the country, and all of a sudden awesome shit's going to happen. Oh, man, did you hear that? No, I haven't. And this, man, it's... You know how it goes.
Well, yeah. Go say hi to Justin's father.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway, buddy, let's get out of here. But everyone watch that event this weekend. We'll be back at some point to talk about it. Watch for the stream to be set up. We'll figure it out.
Well, hey, let me know what day you're leaving. That way we could probably do it maybe, I don't know, Monday if we have to.
Yeah, we could even try Sunday, but it's up to you, man.
We'll play it, buddy. Just let me know what your flight day is, and we'll go ahead and correspond around that.
Excellent. All right, everybody.
Thanks
See you
for joining.
sometime.
Yes. Like and subscribe. Don't forget. No super chats. What the hell, people? What the hell?
Clifton's going to jump in right at the end here. So long, everybody.
All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week.